Hey guys, welcome back to another pickup video. And apologize, usually I try to put these out about once a month. February turned out to be a very bad month for me due to some personal reasons and family stuff that had happened. And January's never got finished around that time either because of that. So now that it's March 2nd as of this recording, I decided just to put everything together. So this will be all of January's and all of February's. And just like the others, we're going to start with the oldest games, and we'll work our way up, as I do have quite a lot to go through. Before the games, though, I kind of want to give a shout-out to a couple things. First one is actually for this really awesome drawing of Cammy. This was done by Raven J, a good friend of mine, really local artist, really good stuff. He's got a couple of art galleries or shows coming up soon for the Versus series. He is starting another one to go along with Cammy. I think he's working on a Chun-Li right now. But I'll show that again. If you're kind of interested in some of this art, he does do commissions. He even signed it for me down here. And he does sell prints. I'll have his information below. He also has a YouTube channel and a website and so forth, and I'll try to get that to you. The second thing is I won this in a contest for Tommo. It's a iPhone 4S and 4 case covering shaped like the Sega Genesis. Which is kind of cool. I'm not an iPhone user. I will never have an iPhone. I'm not really big into Apple products, unfortunately. I did tech support for them for a while. I'm just sick and tired of it. But they also come with like screen protectors on the back side. These generally retail for about $25. But Tommo every once in a while gives them out. I know Sega Bits was also doing something on them for a while. You could win the Mega Drive version. They do have the Mega Drive and the Genesis one. And some other really cool products. You can find those on Amazon. Some cool stuff. So, to start with, into the games, this is actually one of the last Genesis games I'm really looking for, aside from Musha and some of the harder to find shmups. But for the most part, I've got well over the 30 games from the Genesis that I had that I grew up with, and I'm just going to kind of stop there. Simply because there's nothing else that really interested in me, and I'd rather have the games that I played when I was a kid. So this last one is Vector Man. The box is kind of beat up a little bit. The guy who had it kind of gave me a little bit of a deal off, but it is supposedly complete. Yeah, here's the manual, which is kind of, it feels kind of water damaged, but, and then the cartridge inside. So, but that kind of completes that for me. Other than seeking out Musha and Lightning Force, Gaiaris, some of those other harder to find shmups. I'm pretty much calling it quits on the Genesis stuff, so I'd rather focus more on the Sega CD and the Saturn stuff that I've been getting. So, and speaking of which, we'll jump into Sega CD. I got Double Switch, which is kind of cool, and Tomcat Alley, which I got in a swap meet trade over at Greg from Arcade Impossible's place. Speaking of Greg, he also let me have his copy of Space Jam. It's kind of beat up. It's got cracks in here, but I can replace the case. Not a big deal. It is complete, so and I didn't have the game, and I said I wanted it. Next one, Matt found me Dark Saviors, which is a really cool RPG game. Unfortunately, when he got the game, he didn't realize that the instruction manual was not complete. Which kind of saddened us both, because it looks like it's complete. It's all there. The backside even. But when you actually open it up, the pages are gone. So, which is kind of a bummer. But hey, I didn't have the game, so I'll eventually maybe search out just the instruction manual for it. Came across Quake. Another hard to find one. I actually had never seen this in the wild. It's kind of cool. This is really bad, too. You can actually see the reflection of my wallpaper on these things, which I'll show you the next one. But another hard one that I actually ran across. There was another game just like this that I wanted to get to, but with funds and everything kind of short. But I found Die Hard Arcade. They also had the Die Hard Trilogy as well, but I decided to go with the Die Hard Arcade because it was the more fun one to me, which is just your beat 'em up, prequel to or Dynamite Deca for the Dreamcast. Which leads us into the Dreamcast games. I finally found a copy of House of the Dead 2. All I need now is the gun for that system. I picked up Maximum Pool. And when we were down at the Underground Retrocade in West Dundee, which is an awesome arcade, which you guys need to go check out if you're within the Midwest area, the Chicago area. Really cool place if you're into the old retro arcade stuff. Chris and Matt ended up playing NFL Blitz. It was really fun to watch them, so I went and sought out NFL Blitz 2000 for the Dreamcast. I also picked up Worms Armageddon and Soul Reaver, which I keep coming across. I never end up picking up, and I was like, well, I don't have it, so I grabbed it. This next set is actually really cool. For the longest time, I've been searching for one of these things, and every time I find one, the battery cover is missing, or it's all scratched up, the screen is bad, it looks like it was poorly handled or not well taken care of. There's an antique store that I found in Janesville, Wisconsin, that deals with a lot of the old figurines and toys and comic books from the 80s and so forth. A ton of really original Transformer kits, which are really neat to see. And he happened to have a Neo Geo Pocket Color, complete in box. And I talked him down on price because he was actually asking quite a bit for it. And I guess the reason for it was it's got everything. Like literally, it has the instruction manual, which is in really good shape. There's still the limited warranty card inside for SNK, and just the overall piece of it was. I mean, it looked like it's hardly been touched. There's no scratches on it, little dust, but not bad. But the piece is all there. It still has the battery covers, which. The problem is, usually I find it like this. You wouldn't have the battery cover on it at all. And this is number 591,397. But I love these little things. I always want one, just a little click. Just kind of cool. And because I found that, I went ahead and picked up a game for it as well off of Amazon, which is complete. I got the Card Fighters Clash, the SNK side, Capcom side, because I enjoyed the Nintendo DS version, Pocket Fighter game card game, which is really neat. And I'm hoping to get a few more games for that, especially the Sonic the Hedgehog one, since I don't have that in my collection yet. So hopefully I'll get around to picking up one of those. Moving on, we have some Xbox games. I found Capcom Fighting Evolution, which is out now on the PS2, but doesn't include the outline feature. But I've been kind of after a lot of the Xbox fighters that Capcom made. This is one of the few I was missing yet. This is a game actually I used to own. I ended up selling it, but I really enjoyed it. X-Men Legends 2. The cinematics in it were better than the first one. I enjoyed the second one a little bit more. This one I got from my friend Adam. And Buko, thanks to him, he had like 4 different copies of this game, and supposedly there's something special about this version. It's not that great of a game, and it's kind of pervy, but it's Dead or Alive beach volleyball. Now the thing about this is, if you pre-ordered the game, you got these special lithograph cards, and there's supposedly like 4 or 5 of them, but this is the Kasumi one, I guess. Of her. I don't know if you can see that very well, but kind of switches between characters and so forth. But I guess these are like really hard to find. Adam's trying to get a full set of them, and he happened to have a bunch of the Kasumi ones, so he's like, yeah, here, take one. So, but I guess they're kind of a rare thing, so that's kind of cool. Going through, actually got God of War for PSP. It was kind of given to me. Got a free $10 gift thing from TNT Games, and they're like, yeah, it was like $8 for it, so I just ended up picking up because there was nothing else there that was really interesting. Let's see, what's next? Oh! Fun one. I ended up getting Bravely Default, the Collector's Edition. I guess these are really hard to come by now. I ended up pre-ordering this some time ago. Comes with a really neat art book, soundtrack, and the game, and the special VR or AR cards, which I haven't opened up yet. Here's the inside. You can see the soundtrack. The game itself sits over here, and I have that out because I'm currently playing that on my DS. But really cool game so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about maybe 14 hours into it. Really good classic JRPG game. Highly recommend even picking up the standard version. It's really an experience I think most people should get into. Also for the DS, of course, I ended up picking up Sonic Lost World because I do not have a Wii U to play that version. And then I picked up Trigger Happy Havoc Danganronpa for the Vita because I need more Vita games. This is the collector's edition that was only available on, I believe it's Nice's website. Comes with just the cardboard box and the soundtrack. It looks like a small art book here. Yeah, small art book. Kind of flip through a couple pages here. Looks like it just has characters and some other art. But real small. Not much to it. Kind of cool stuff. I also picked up at a sale. Family Video actually is kind of down the street for me, so every once in a while on weekends they tend to have deals. And this one was Beyond Two Souls. It was actually half the price of what GameStop was asking for used. I think I only paid about 20 bucks for it, and it was still like $48.99 over at GameStop used, which is ridiculous. So I grabbed that, and that's pretty much it for those 2 months. Quite a lot to get through. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time to drive through all this stuff, but exciting stuff. March is kind of turning out to be a slower month so far, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll have a few handful of uncommon or rare things that'll appear, I'm sure. So anyway, feel free to leave comments at the bottom, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.